Welcome back to another M&M Model Railways how-to video. Not necessarily how you're going to do it, but how I'm doing it. And as you know, this is a step-by-step build playlist that I'm doing here on my YouTube channel. So in this step, what I'm going to be doing is adding some highlight colors to my road here. What I've done is I've picked up some light um, ground cover color from the local Hobby Lobby store. And I've already started putting some of this down to see how it was going to look. And I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer so you can watch me apply this. And you'll see that there's some cars sitting here on the road. So let's move the camera closer and do more of a downward angle of it so you can see what I'm doing. Before I do that, I'm going to be using my Mod Podge, which is a clear bonding agent, and I put my base collar into a shaker, a spice shaker that my wife had left over, and I'm going to be using a little brush to apply it. I'm going to be doing this whole area over here on this side. This is actually garlic salt, so we rinsed it out, but it smells like garlic salt. So anyway, that's a fun thing. Let's check out some messages, and when we come back, we'll be zoomed in on what I'm going to be doing here. Well, as you can tell, we are in the area of highlighting. You can tell I've got some roads that have been finished here. What I want to talk about is the cars that I'm going to be putting on the road real quick. So you can tell right here I've got a N-scale plug and play car. Well, we're going to put that right there. And then we've got some N-scale plug and play cars from a different company. They all light up. So I'm going to put this one as close as I can to the inside of the river, but also conceal the wire that goes down in there. Same thing with this car that goes the other way. I got some temporary cars sitting right here. This is a fishing spot. I'll probably get a couple of pickups, and then there's room to actually park 3 vehicles in here for the fishing people. And you know, we've got some canoers down there, and we've got some fishermen. We'll be putting some fishing men along the banks down in this area. And so what I want to do is I want to put lighted cars, and there's a couple of lighted cars underneath the bridge, but being I'm going to be doing different ages of cars, I don't want to have all my new cars, my newer year of cars all together, so I want to mix it up a little bit. So we've got an old style vehicle and a new style. And over here doesn't really matter because you can't really see them. I wanted the reflections underneath the bridge. So I'm going to have one that's going to be turning into this area here. So then I'm going to put probably put an old one right there, and then I'll probably put a new one right there that's stopped at a stop sign there. And then I'll have a new one, an older one that's going to come this way. And then I have a new one sitting here as well that's coming this way. And then I'll have an older style stopped at this railroad crossing. And then a new one here, and then an old one that's coming up here waiting to get gas. So I want to alternate old and new, old and new. So with everything I've got on here, I need to get a one old one, 2 old ones, and 3 old ones. And so if I order 3 old ones, that'll mix in. They'll be lighted cars, and then I'll be getting some car scenes or some cars or some trucks that don't light up. So let's put some of this down here. I leave these in plastic bags just so I don't get anything on them. So let's go ahead and pull them off of there. The one that's here, I did a sample in a video in the past on there. So I'm going to be lining some pine trees that grow in the wild, and they're going to go all the way to the ground. So I'm not too concerned about those being off the ground, because I'm going to order some that go all the way to the ground. If these were, like cut or something, and you could see the undergrowth of the pine tree, you wouldn't necessarily have greenery underneath the tree. So I'm not going to worry about that, because I'm going to take mine all the way down to the ground. We'll be laying trees in another video. So I'm basically applying this Mod Podge in a pretty heavy area here. And I'm bringing it all the way up to the track, because I'm going to ballast around the track and over the track. But I think the right idea would be to put the ballast over the top of this greenery and not try to bring the greenery up to it. That way it's a layered scenery. And you don't have a whole lot of time to work on this before it gets dry, so you want to give it a pretty liberal coat of your glue, your bonding agent. So I'm just going to work on that section to start with. So I'm going to try to take some of this off of here. So now all I basically do is take my shaker and just start shaking it, and use my index finger and start doing a little bit of tapping on it. And this has got different colors of stuff in there. There's some yellow, there's some green, there's some light green. I think what I'll do after this, I might put some lighter yellow, some yellow grass colors over it. If I try to shake it like that, I could use it just as a shaker too. But if you're trying to do more of a concentrated area and maybe not want to be shaking it so much, like I said, this stuff is available at Hobby Lobby. And I don't think the thickness of the low ground cover really matters from one scale to the next. If I was going to go synthetic grass, which I will try to stay within some 3 millimeter grass. I'll be showing you that when I get ready to do the hayfield. So I got a pretty good coverage on this now. So that will dry clear underneath there, so you won't see none of that. Check this a little bit more out. All right, now I want to paint my stuff up and around my gas station access area here. I have an area here that I have put an HO signal mass in temporarily, just to keep that concrete area exposed to concrete. Let me turn this so you see what I'm doing now. So I'm painting the strip of the side of the road up here that leads into the gas station, and I'm going to leave that HO layout in place because I have some concrete paint that I painted underneath it, and right now I don't want any green stuff over it. So a literal coat of that. Let's go ahead and just put a heavy coat on all of this, right up to the side of the parking lot there. we're going to put some trees back over here on this side as well. But we're going to have a Shell. That's a gas station. And we're going to do a Shell truck that's going to come over here, and he's going to actually be pumping gas down in there. I'll make it look like that's what's going on anyway. So basically I have this covered where I want it to go. Clean off my brush. Doesn't take much to get her done. So I'm just going to shake this around that. I'm actually going to put a working light there that flashes, and it'll work off of a button. And so it helps us to have more to do when we're running the train. So we'll get a button to work that light. Getting some on the track, but I'll vacuum that off and try to get that cleaned off the best that I can. I'll show you what I'm going to do to clean this light ground cover off of the parking lot. I really don't need to worry about it too quickly because where I didn't put the glue at, it's not going to be solid right there. This just gives us some much needed color that we need on our layout over here. So I'll show you what I'm going to do to get that off of there. I got a clean brush, as you can tell. I take the clean brush and I just sweep the road and push it back up into the glue. That helps me to keep it clean and off my road area. And you can do the same thing to your track area. You can bring it to your road crossing, and then here on a parking lot, same thing. I'm just going to sweep it with my dry brush back into the area. You could use a small vacuum, but I don't have a modeler's vacuum. I plan on ordering one because I'm going to be doing a lot of this, and it'd be easier just to vacuum some of this stuff than it would be to try to sweep it. But it helps to be able to get it back into the area it needs to go in. So as you can tell, I think that looks pretty good, having the greenery on there. Allows my base dirt color to actually show through too. Let's do a little flyover of what that looks like. If we start down here, I think it looks pretty cool, like ground cover. So my next step would be to prepare to, there's some cars, as you can see underneath there. Back here, maybe you can see them a little bit, maybe not. All right, and yeah, maybe you can see them there. They're actually right here. There's a couple of cars. I can go ahead and get my cars glued down and drill the holes in there. I think I can do that. See all that stuff down in that river. I have to finish these two areas of this river. I ran out of water pour, and as you can tell, I've got to go a little bit deeper with this area right here. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to finish the area from the river to the what I'm calling the east side of my layout. This is going to be east, and so after I glue them cars down, I don't want to be reaching across everything to do the work. So you want to get your groundwork done, and then your ballast can be done before these trees go down. But I can actually put these trees down if I wanted to. But I think I'm waiting on a couple things in order to glue this track down. This bridge and everything's loose. This one's all been glued down. This one over here don't move at all. But I've got to be able to finish the river and get those cars secured underneath there before I can glue the track down and then start ballasting everything. So everything has to be done from back to front and from bottom up. So this river needs to be finished out before I can secure the bridge. The cars have to be glued down and put in place. You'll be able to see that in an upcoming video. So I think that's pretty much a wrap on what I plan to do there. Well, my friends, as you can tell, that's a wrap on this step of putting the greenery down. I really like getting down here at the eye level to look at everything. It kind of gives me the idea of if I was in one of those vehicles. You get down here really low, you can actually see that. You can actually see into the building. You can see employees parking and things like that. I really enjoy seeing that from this angle. Sometimes you have to do that. But as I finish this video, my friends, I'm going to bring you around at a bird's eye view of this, as if you were actually in this layout. Let's do that right now. Well, that's the best bird's eye view I can give you with this camera. I think that's pretty good. You're actually almost down at car level right there. Got a lot of little signs that this gas station portrays here. And you're seeing the pumps. They're kind of full. I'll be putting some little people standing around by them pumps and some walking into the building. And then this is the back part of the parking lot. There's employees parking. That area right there is where I'm going to put the semi at. Let's get really down here to a bird's eye view. I think that looks pretty cool. Let's go check out the lower part of the bridge. It'll look really nice when I get it all done and get a fascia on there. Oh, you can see those cars. They're actually wrapped in plastic right now. No, they're not. Only one of them is, I guess. Yeah, one of them wrapped in plastic. Bird's eye view. Well, my friends, come back in another step as I start gluing down those cars that I have. We'll be drilling the holes. I'll see you next time.